Okay, yeah. Whenever you're ready, I am good to go.
Have you got like where does yours start? Does yours just with the dimension
Let's
logo
find
coming
out.
in or
It starts. Yep, starts with a Dimension logo.
yeah. So I've got mine queued up just as it's about to kick in.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you're good to go.
Yeah.
Do yeah, three, two, one, and play. What did you first expect when you see this? Like this
Not
opening?
this. I was telling you the other day, maybe a couple of weeks ago now, though, but this opening is awesome, but it was ruined for me because I'd seen Scary Movie for like fucking 20 years.
Yeah.
Did not expect Jada Pinkett Smith either.
Yeah, I think the only thing she really done before this was like Nutty Professor, and what's the other thing? Was it like Menace to Society or Boys in the Hood? One of them.
Yeah, she, like I said, I didn't expect her in that at all.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny watching this now because this is actually an extremely smart setup for a sequel. Like
Mm.
they made a movie based on
Yeah.
what happened in the first film. But again, like having seen Scary Movie,
Yeah.
I was just like, shit, I should have watched this a long time. I don't really know why I didn't watch Scream 2.
Yeah. I think I'd see all three screens pretty much before. Definitely the first two before Scary Movie, because I think I told you the story of the
Yeah, yeah.
pirated copy of Scary Movie, but I think that was after I'd seen Scream 3 by that point. They used to have that stab poster.
I'd love to have that in my house.
You can get them now still, like on Amazon
Really?
and that and eBay, but don't have the original prints, but still.
I can imagine that would be like a nightmare to be in a theater like that where everybody's just running around
Hmm.
screaming.
I started reading the original script. It's a,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
it's a lot different from what I remember, but
It's
I'm
not as good, right? Oh, from
nah.
what you remember.
Yeah, well, yeah, I because I hadn't read it in pretty much since like about at least 20 years, and I don't remember reading it originally and being like, "Oh, this is a bit pants." But this whole beginning sequence is played out a lot more serious than like they've done it in this film.
Uh, what's the difference?
It just seems a little more blunt, and it's more meant to be a bit more creepy than sort of like the comic relief of the way it's playing out in of all the
The
people running
movie itself
around.
that they've made? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and like the on screen film is less, you know, almost it's almost like
Cliche.
yeah,
I do love this. I need to reread. I saw like a little excerpt of the changed stuff from the Scream 2 script. I didn't honestly go over it,
yeah,
but I like this opening a lot. There's something about the Scream movies, at least one, two, and four,
yeah.
so all of them except three. This sort of tongue-in-cheek, self-referential humor, it just works.
Well, that's why the
Like,
first one worked so well, wasn't it? Because it was just the most self-aware thing in the world, wasn't it? It was like it was just reeling off all the cliches whilst doing all the cliches and things like that, like the whole
it's
running up the
really, really
stairs and
refreshing. Like, especially like I told you, like I would marathon all the horror like slasher classics,
yeah,
and it's a Scream, and it's like, oh, well, this was actually like I don't want to
yeah,
say it's the best franchise out of all of them, but it probably is on a technical level.
yeah.
Halloween had some good sequels, though. I will say that.
Hmm. The thing is, like watching the Stab movie on the screen as well. It's got a lot of like, there's a lot of cliches in it, but it's pretty much exactly what happens
Yeah.
in the first screen. The like Ghostface sneaking past and that, but it's just done in a less comical way.
Yeah, it's kind of like this movie plays or the movie within Scream 2 is it more straight like a normal horror movie,
Hmm.
and it comes off as like a joke.
Yeah.
Like you can it's just not as good as the actual Scream, but I can see what you're saying.
Yeah. It's like the sci-fi version or the horror channel version of Scream.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Shriek.
Can't wait to talk about the bathroom scene and how it
Mm.
was. It's like a great kill.
Yeah.
Again, ruined for me.
Yeah, in the
So I'm
script,
guessing. Well, what were you about to say?
I think in the script, she goes into the bathroom and has like the scare moment, but then it's just people fucking around. You know, like when he walks in, there's the two guys in the
Right.
Ghostface
Yeah, yeah.
costume. She has that moment. Then when she comes out, he does like the jump scare with the mask on, and then when he goes into the bathroom, he literally opens the door, and that's when he gets stabbed, like walking into the bathroom.
That's pretty good
Mm.
too, but I don't think it's as effective as it is in the
Mm.
final version.
But I read some articles as well. There's a lot of articles going around sort of post Scream 2's release where like a lot of people who'd read the script and things like that were like, I'm so glad it leaked so we got a better film.
Yeah, the leak. This is the only time I've ever seen a leak fix a movie from
Mm.
what you've said.
Yeah.
No, I mean this is more than just a leak. It was the whole script,
Mm.
right? It was
Yeah,
it was
pretty much.
the production was seriously compromised.
Yeah, I think it's the first major leak of its kind.
I can imagine what a nightmare that must have been.
Mm.
Like this is 97, right?
Yeah.
Like it's amazing Lost World didn't get all those leaks around the same time.
Mm.
I can imagine that being like
I think it's the audience, wasn't it? This is like the college internet audience of the time, whereas the Lost World wasn't like the
yeah,
Jurassic Park fan base now. You know, it was all kids,
right.
and that was the target audience mainly, wasn't it? Like kids.
It is interesting how oh, it actually scared me a little bit. I was looking down at my phone, I was sending a text. Nightmare of a movie theater. It looks like in this behind the scenes stuff for the episode 1
Oh yeah,
the Phantom Menace, where
yeah,
they're
with
all
the
like twirling
lightsabers.
lightsabers and shit. Oh, this is great right here.
Yeah. That's one of the big horror movie tropes, is it? Like you don't really see the killer for a long time, whereas Scream 2, everyone's the killer.
Yeah, yeah. The only question I have right here is how does the knife get through the like the material of the bathroom stall?
Mm.
Like good force too.
And the aim.
Yeah. Again, like this right here. This is so it's a good setup because of how weird it is.
Mm.
This
Imagine,
has got to be well. We can spoil the movie, obviously, right?
yeah,
Like
I don't
because
think this is going to be anyone's first viewing.
shouldn't be like that's got to be Billy's mom on the other side, correct?
Oh, you think she'd have the force? I always
Oh,
thought it
she's
was.
doing the little. She's doing like the lullaby, mommy
Yeah,
talk.
but then like Timothy Oliphant, um, you can imagine him doing that sort of like little
I could,
impression.
yeah, but you know what? You're right. Like she probably wouldn't be strong enough to do that.
Mm.
It's a
Oh,
graphic kill, by the way, too.
yeah. You imagine if like someone was waiting to go in that toilet and just witnesses the whole thing.
Oh shit!
Yeah. Oh, I
I
didn't
think
see
it's a
anything.
joke at first with
Yeah.
everybody like wearing masks and shit in the movie theater.
Yeah. Oh, am I supposed to die now, Mr. Ghostface Killer?
What do you personally think when you consider like all the slasher franchises? Would you put Scream close to the top?
It, yeah, it's Scream and Halloween are like
Okay,
my
yeah,
top
that's
two,
pretty much what
but
I think.
I think Scream is the most consistent because Halloween's got a lot of shitty sequels
And
and
and they
reboots.
were kind of Some of the Halloween sequels aren't even, they're in like different continuities.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think Halloween is right after or right around the same thing as Scream. By the way, this is interesting watching a movie like this, which Wes Craven basically remakes his first movie, like at the
Yeah.
beginning of this movie. Ever seen Exorcist 4?
Which one's that?
Okay, well, there's two versions of it. They filmed it
Oh,
completely.
Dominion and
That's
I can't remember what the other one was called.
uh, I think it's called Exorcist the Beginning, but
Hmm.
both are basically the same movie.
Yeah.
They're filmed like radically different, and
They reminded me a lot of, even though I watched it after I'd watched them Exorcist films, was Alien 3 and the
oh yeah, and the assembly cut.
yeah, it's like almost the same film but not.
It's so bizarre how shit like that happens. Like you can give a script to like a different director or whatever they did with that movie.
Mm.
It just turns out to be completely just something completely different.
Mm.
It's basically the same story. It's just it's not the same movie.
Yeah, I can't remember which one was which, but I know because I remember
I
at
don't
the
remember which
time.
one is which either. They were both bad in my opinion. I just
Yeah,
thought that they were it was interesting.
yeah, because I remember the gym I was at the time. Like you got free DVD rentals,
Hmm.
and I remember I rented one of them, and then the next day I went back, took it back, and then rented the other one.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I was like, what a waste of 2 nights.
Yeah, they're pretty bad, but just weird.
Do you think there was any screenings of Scream 2 where everyone was all dressed up? And it was like
If there were, that would be so fucking cool
sc-
because this probably freaked them out.
Screamception.
Screamception. I don't know, dude. This is I really wish I'd seen this before Scary Movie.
Hmm.
It doesn't diminish the quality of the film. It's just that after you've seen it parodied, you're like, oh well, now I know what's about to happen.
Yeah.
Say this, I think all of the Scream movies, for the most part, have really good kills. But if I had to pick which one had the best, probably this one.
For which character? Randy or
Oh god, dude, the guy in the car that
oh,
gets the
the eyeball?
oh
I remember first watching this and being like, "Oh no, she can see who's called her."
yeah, the
I think this took the teenage character played by an older person to the next level. So I think this is it Hallie is like the actress who played her is like in her 30s.
really?
Yeah, what's her name? Elise Neal. She was 31
Well,
in
she's
this one.
in college.
Hmm. I think they're meant to be like 18, 19, aren't they?
I know, but like at least they could fuck with the rules a little bit.
Yeah. It was like that whole Dawson's Creek era, wasn't it? Everyone was 10, 15 years older than they should be.
Just leave Schreiber. By the way, he's a great character in this
Mm.
film. And Weary.
Worst name in the world for a
It's
character.
fucking terrible name. Terrible TV show too. In the next one, 100% cotton.
Yeah.
What? That's just lame as hell. Yeah, I like. By the way, is that a Freddy Krueger sweater like reference? I know it's
Yeah.
not green stripes, but it's pretty close.
Yeah, wouldn't have it that much on display, would they? If Campbell looking trim there. A bit of eye candy.
Oh, I might. Well, you know what? Did you think Randy was with Sydney in this movie up until they had the Derek reveal?
Did I think he was the
They were
boy?
boyfriend and girlfriend.
Not really.
Oh man, I did. Because like he leaves the room and he's like, "I'd let the geek get the girl," and then they're like talking, and then you see the fucking new guy like walk up from behind. Like,
There was a period. I don't know if it was just the quality of the VHS in the day, or it was a little bit blurry and I hadn't seen it, like the memory of it, and I hadn't watched it for a good 5 or 6 years at some point. But you know when he sprays the like the breath freshener,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
in my mind I always remember him spraying it to the side, but that's fucking Dumb and Dumber, isn't it?
Yeah, that's not.
I remember rewatching this for the first time after like about 5 years, about 10 years ago, and then being like, "Oh, he does spray it in his mouth. Why did I think he didn't spray it in his mouth?"
That'll happen. I've mixed up movies before, but here's a weird mix-up that I don't know if someone's ever had. This camera guy right here. He's off camera now, but he's got the fucking vest of Nick Van Owen.
Oh, they just
It,
same prop department or costume department,
it might be.
same time. Surprised
It was a
Cartering in
pretty
this
good
movie.
conversation too, by the way.
Hmm. The who's who of teen movies and shows.
Yeah.
Timothy Olyphant's got to be about 45 in this as well.
Randy's cooler in this one, in my opinion, than he is in the first film.
He's experienced it, isn't he? He's like the Vietnam vet, you know. Cool.
Vietnam vet. Yeah. Sarah Jessica Parker does have a pretty good kill in this movie, though, too. Fuck, Sarah Jessica Parker. Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Screaming the city.
Jesus Christ. Well, note right here, I've only seen Scream 2 once. So this is my second time watching the movie. It's been a long, like, I don't know why I took forever to watch the sequel. Especially since, in my opinion, it's neck and neck. It's pretty close to Scream 1.
Yeah.
It's
funny that this scene as well has 2 stars of 2 of Scream's closest rip-offs as well.
I Know What You Did Last Summer and
Urban Legend.
Urban Legend.
Oh, Thingy was in Urban Legend as well, wasn't she?
I don't remember. I've not seen that movie in a while.
Rebecca Gayheart, you know, she's one of the what they call them, like the pledge girls.
Still need to watch Urban Legend 2 that you brought up last time we did the commentary.
You might enjoy Scream 3 more after you watch Urban Legend 2.
Yeah.
It's fucking terrible film.
Yeah, for those that don't know, get to Scream 3 eventually, but not a fan. Rather watch Scream 3 than Jurassic Park 3, though. I'll say that. Scream 3's got the funniest scenes ever with Petey Dewey getting hit in the face with the knife.
And it appears him getting stabbed about 20 times in this film healed his limp.
I don't know how he survives. I thought he died because I'd seen Scream 3 before rewatching or watching Scream 2 for the first time. It's like, okay, he can't be dead. Like, blood's coming out of his mouth and shit. Like, all right, movie, you're pushing your luck pretty hard.
Quinn Mallory from Sliders. It is.
Sliders.
This film is just the 90s time capsule.
Always bring up Sliders, man. I haven't seen that show in forever.
It's the best show of the 90s.
Oh, man. Randy, look at him.
And sideburns.
I went through a pretty intense Scream marathon about 2-3 weeks ago.
How long did it take you to blow through them all?
I mean, I really wanted to watch the first one, and I remembered I'd never seen 2. I'd never seen 4 either, so I was like, well, fuck, I might as well just check them out.
He's got Nick Van Owen.
So crazy that it took me that long, because now I love these movies. Like Scream 4, I was telling you, I did not expect it to be that good. Scream 4 is great. Look at her staring in the background. It's so weird on rewatch.
Yeah.
A great villain.
The one thing I can't picture her being any of the killers because she's shorter than Courtney Cox, and Courtney Cox is
Sure,
quite
yeah,
short.
there's doesn't make sense on a strength level or continuity level or anything. And
Yeah, maybe it's the one who stabs Dewey because
yeah,
that was
that's
quite an
probably.
easy. Yeah, it was quite an easy kill, wasn't it? Well, not kill,
I think
but
Mickey did most of the killings. Then
mm, yeah,
he's definitely the one that's in the car, right?
yeah, it's got to be him, and he's definitely got to be the one who fucking tosses Sarah Michelle Gellar over the balcony.
Well, yeah, yeah, that's. There's a great line at the end of this movie too, where she comes out and you get the reveal when she's holding the gun,
Hmm.
and he's like, "Mrs. Loomis." His name, right? Billy Loomis.
Yeah,
Okay,
after Sam Loomis from Halloween.
Halloween. I was about to say, I'm not fucking that up, am I? Because I just did the Sarah Michelle Gellar thing. But
Oh, Sarah Jessica Parker.
yeah, I don't know why I fucking said that.
Hmm.
But she comes out and she says something like, "My motivation is way less '90s. Mine is just good old fashioned revenge." I
Yeah.
was watching that movie like a couple weeks ago. I was like, "That's a fucking cold ass line."
Hmm.
It works.
Fucking Randy. She had calf implants. Oh, that's so that I've just noticed there was always a production photo floating around at the time where they're like outside in this setting and they're with Sarah Michelle Gellar. And
Uh,
I'm always like, I don't see it, I never see her in this scene, but literally just as they're walking over, there's a group of girls walking away from them, and Sarah Michelle Gellar is in that group walking away. So there definitely must have been some kind of like deleted scene there because they wouldn't have
a
had,
reshoot or something
yeah,
that
because they wouldn't have had
from the
Sarah Michelle
script.
Gellar in that scene for no reason.
It's interesting. David Kep just released all the scripts that he's written on his website,
Yeah.
and it was weird because I was reading through his Lost World final draft.
Mm.
The very last, like the end of it, is actually the scene. Um, End of the script is the scene where Sarah is arguing with Malcolm in the trailer.
Yeah.
They're talking about Kelly pick up the mess and stuff like that. Like, it's weird, but it's a reshoot that they did in like February of '87, so like 3 months before the movie came out.
Oh yeah.
Did that for Lost World. They were definitely able to do that for Scream 3 if the whole script leaked.
Yeah. Fucking
Oh wait,
Broken
I love
Arrow music.
Dewey's like reintroduction. Only thing I don't like about it's not Scream 2's fault. Scream 2 is actually the only one that got it right. But he can't use his like one of his hands in this
Mm.
movie, right?
Yeah, it's like it's got like severed nerves. So
And in the next two, he's
he's
like fine.
but in three he's pretty much healed, and then in four he's just normal.
What the fuck?
The fucking Broken Arrow music.
Yeah, that's research after you mentioned that
Mm.
too. I think that they had to use the soundtrack because the movie had what, like three composers on it, I think.
Well, this one, Broken Arrow.
Yeah. Well, I know technically just took this soundtrack from Broken Arrow.
Mm.
That have anything to do with the production being compromised or what? What's the
Maybe,
deal?
yeah, because in the original script, Dewey worked as campus security,
Oh,
and in Gal is basically Team Sydney. So I think you
yeah.
know that in that when she comes out of the dorms and she gets basically surrounded by all um, the news reporters. Basically, they start going at Sydney saying like, "Oh, is it your fault? Did you kill him? Did you finally snap?" And then she's about to punch one of the reporters, like in the first one, but then Gal steps in and punches him, and she's like, "Get
Oh,
out!" She's
wow.
like,
That
"Get
is
out of
just
here!"
super different.
Yeah, she's like, "Get out of here! I'll take care of this." And then that's when she jumps into the little golf buggy which Dewey's driving as campus security.
Damn, I need to read this script.
Yeah, I think I'm glad, yeah, because it seems a lot more like Scream 3, you know, like the fucking Scooby Gang.
Oh, does it?
Hmm.
I think. By the way, it's interesting. She's a bitch right here, man. For
Yeah,
her not to tell Sydney about Cotton. I feel bad for Cotton Weary too, because he's like, you
yeah.
didn't tell her. Hell, oh God, I like this movie a lot, man. I don't know if I like this more than I really like Halloween 2, the one from the early 80s.
Yeah, in the hospital.
Might like this a lot more than that.
Oh, this is a million times better than Halloween 2.
Yeah, it's a better movie. I'm just saying a
You like
personal
it.
I really
Mm.
like that Halloween 2 movie. The
Mm.
hospital and everything. I divide from like personal liking something to like how good something is.
What's
Might
your
be the
favorite
best
kill?
horror sequel I think I've seen.
What's the best kill in Halloween 2?
It's killing Halloween 2.
It's got to be the hot tub or the.
Hot Tub is great.
Mm.
Like the one where fucking dumb security guy like
Oh,
is
with it,
walking.
is that the jump scare cat? Am I thinking of the right film? Or was that the? I think that's the remake Halloween with the cat and the
There's
security
something
cars.
that
I
jumps
can't
out at him.
remember.
He's the one where he gets. So I'm mixing up Halloween 2 with Friday the 13th Part 2, or they both get hammers through the head, right?
I can't remember, but I know it's a cat. But it might be in Rob Zombie's Halloween.
Okay, I don't like that one.
No shit.
The hot tub one's really good. The other one is where Michael like kills that one chick by stabbing her through the back and lifting her up and
Oh
like
yeah, and she's like, ugh,
yeah.
like Dewey stuff. I love how Dewey's almost crying in this scene as well.
He's like really hurt over what she's
Yeah,
written about him in the book.
she must have cunted him off big time. I think it's funny when you like you watch Friends, you can tell at what point were they filming the Scream films just by Courtney
From what her
Cox's hair.
hair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because this film
So
was written, filmed, and released in less than a year after Scream One.
that's pretty impressive,
I think it was like
especially
11.
with all the problems that they had with the script getting leaked.
Mm,
This is a good movie. Like it's just surprising to me how quickly it was put together. By the way, I want to ask you when we get to the very end, they're
yeah.
talking about digitally got rid of Ghostface or something. Like,
Oh well, yeah, the tower.
yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Get to that. I wanted to. Oh, by the way, is it this party where Matthew Lillard is in the background?
Yeah. Where's it show? I think it's when they go out in the back part, just as Randy and Mickey are coming in. There's a guy with like bleach blonde hair, sort of out of focus in the background.
Like walks by.
And if
I bet he was so like hyped to be in Scream 3, and then they just fucking ruin his
mm,
plans.
and he ends up as Shaggy Doo. Yeah, this one.
Loved being Shaggy, man, for like years.
Mm,
But apparently they replaced his voice as Shaggy in the new animated Scooby Doo movie.
yeah, and
They didn't tell him about it.
he found out through social media or Twitter.
Oh, that's got to be brutal.
He was like almost Shaggy for like 18 years.
It was a long time.
He was a good Shaggy though as well.
Yeah, I was mentioning the Scooby Doo live action movie. I forgot how many marijuana jokes are in that
Mm.
thing. Fucking girlfriend heard it. He's like, my name's Mary Jane. He's like, that's like my most favorite name in the world, man. It's fucking stupid, but it's funny. Yeah, this is a good kill. They're winding up right here.
Yeah. What do you think is the best kill of this whole film?
This one,
You reckon?
it's got to be the one with the fucking pipe going through the guy's
Oh yeah,
head.
yeah. I asked you, didn't I?
And apart from that, though, I had to think it might be this one. This is a good kill. I
I've
don't
got.
really like Callie's death.
Hmm.
Um, Count Dewey, even though his was more graphic than hers.
Hmm.
um,
It's where Randy's is quite bad because it stabs him. But you
yeah,
know, it's like when he
Randy's was
stabs,
pretty brutal.
because when they stab him, you then hear like some kind of weird squeal.
They've got the blood running out of the van too.
Hmm. Because
I
like when
kind of,
they open the van door, it's like his neck's slashed. So that's what I'm wondering what that squeal was.
I don't know. Question.
Hmm.
It's a great scene they put together, by the way, too. That whole like can see, or he can, or he or she can
Hmm.
see them in the open, and you don't expect Randy to get like snatched.
It's like the van's rocking around, and then you just get them fucking guys bouncing past.
Yeah, the guys just come around the corner with the boombox or whatever. Had to be like meticulously planned.
Yeah.
That had to be the mom, though. I don't think that was Mickey. It was Mickey.
I think it's got to be the mum because she pretty much snaps, doesn't he, when he starts going off at Billy on the phone, didn't he?
Yeah, you're right.
He's
Yeah,
like, Billy was something something mama's boy.
Mama's
Yeah.
boy. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, it's got to be her. Yeah.
There you go. So we've probably got one for.
Only the second time I've seen this. I'm trying to remember how he actually presents himself to her. I remember thinking it was badass.
Oh, and this one.
I remember how she dies. I don't remember how he actually
She slams the
started.
door shut, doesn't he? But it's pretty much mirrors.
First one.
Yeah, Sydney's. One thing that annoyed me about Scream 3 as well is the voice sounded a lot different. I love
There
how
he
it just
is.
slithers in the door. That's cool. Because you think, oh, he's in the house, but it's not. Now he is.
Yeah, the voice does sound a little different in
Mm.
Scream 3. Can't really tell in this one, to tell you the truth.
Hmm.
Too late. Is this the most critically respected Asher series? Is that like a fair assessment to make?
But no, sorry, you cut out.
Is this the most critically acclaimed slasher series?
Yeah, I think so. But Scream 3 didn't get panned. I know
Yeah,
it was just
it's like mixed, right?
yeah, it was like a solid 6 out of 10. I think was the
Plus,
average.
everybody knew that one was a step down from
Yeah,
like
it
it
was
was
like
great.
it was entertaining, watchable, not as good as the first two. Standard.
It's crazy because as much as I don't like Scream 3, like this series never hit like Halloween Resurrection or
Hmm.
Friday the 13th Part 5 glows. He's dead, like anything like the Scream series, you're pretty safe with.
I think it's because the crew and the cast were all there and they all gave a shit pretty much.
You know. Always the same team it seemed to be working on. Man, look.
Hmm. Oh, that shot with the knife. I think in Scream 3 as well, the killer becomes a lot more of a doofus.
Yeah, I noticed that. It's there's one thing I hate in Scream 3. It's just not in any of these other ones.
Hmm.
Sickle. There we go. Fuck.
See if you can see the stuntman's face in the bottom right corner just as she goes over.
Oh
Just
yeah,
pops up for a millisecond.
you see that?
Splat.
The knife wipe. By the way, when you were playing Dead by Daylight,
Yeah.
so happy to see the knife wipe in there.
Yeah, here comes Matthew Lillard. Here he is walking across in the background or behind.
Such a out of focus like cameo.
Mm. He's like high fiving Jerry O'Connell. I think if you listen as well, you can hear him.
Really.
Mm.
One thing I hate in Scream 3 is there's this scene where after the girl like screams that she had sex with Lance Henriksen in order to get the part in the movie,
Mm.
he runs away and gets killed by Ghostface, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well then Gail and not Gail and her body and like looking down the stairs and then take like a good pause and scream for like running, and it's the most fake like
It's almost like
way they scream at the body. So stupid. It like it alerts where they are in the house for
mm.
the killer to come see them.
It's the
So
equivalent of trying to run away, you know, like in cartoons, but they're like running on the spot before they ping off.
it just feels wrong.
Mm.
Like for a series as smart as Scream is, it's like for especially Gale,
Mm.
what the fuck are you doing?
That's what I like about
We
Gal.
do is a good like way to describe it.
Mm. That's what I like Gal in the fourth one. That line, isn't it? Have you ever heard the phrase, "I wrote the book on this"? She goes,
Yeah,
"Because
yeah.
I did write the book on this."
Gale, everything about the fourth one is great. I mentioned this the last time, but yeah, uh, Sheriff Dewey's, I guess his new deputy says something like, "You're not cheating on your wife
Mhm.
if you eat my lemon square or whatever."
Are you cheating on your
It's just
diet?
good dialogue they've written.
Mm.
Smart to have this character, by the way, leave like towards the end of the movie.
Add
The way you
suspicion.
could like suspect if he's the killer, but
Mm.
realistically, he wouldn't stick around anyways, so he has a reason to leave.
Yeah. You would, wouldn't you, if it's like copycat killers? You'd be like, well,
Like,
your
fuck
cameraman
this. Yeah.
was on that list.
I was watching the
Suspicious look there.
yeah, recommended the making of like, documentaries.
Yeah.
He brought up, he was like, my character wouldn't be here, and Wes Craven was like, well, how do we get rid of you? Like, I just call a cab. That's how they made the movie. Like, you're right, fuck it, call a cab.
Don't pick up the phone. It's my one little nitpick about this movie is when she slams the phone down and he goes, "My pleasure." I think that the voice just sounds too clear. I think he should have said that on the phone, and then she slammed it down and he was standing there.
I can see. It's fucked up right here too. Can you? What would you do if you saw that?
Yeah.
That is a knife through the door.
Hmm.
I like how he gets fucked up here a little bit too. He's kind of like shit. Slashed on the arm, right?
Yeah, you get stabbed in the arm there, and then Dewey's all like, awfully convenient. Fucking what?
Look at him run up. See, this is the thing. I like the idea of him being like physically handicapped
Hmm.
because it builds tension. It just completely like that out the door, out the window with Scream 3 and 4.
Also, this is quite soon after Usual Suspects as well, isn't it? So it makes you think, oh,
Yeah.
that film that came out a few years ago wasn't actually disabled or handicapped.
Well,
It could be putting it on.
great film too, by the way. I
Mm.
love the ending. So weird how like watching Pete Postlethwaite in any other movie that's not The Lost World.
Yeah.
Bizarre because like I just see Roland Timbo, but in that film, he's great. He's great in pretty much everything he's ever been in.
It's quite sad watching him in The Town. I think that was
The
right.
Ben Affleck movie.
Yeah, because I think that's when he was, because he died of cancer or something, didn't he? So that
I
was,
think he died like literally right after or
yeah,
around the time that came out.
yeah, because you can sort of see it like in his
Yeah.
appearance.
Thing about this movie that I think maybe they could have done a little bit more of is add Mickey in some scenes that
Mm.
um just in the middle or closer to the end because he kind of disappears after that big goofy um sing and dance thing that Derek does in the
The party.
cafeteria.
Oh yeah, that. This fucking conversation here ages the film a lot. It's almost, it's like it's the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah, what
This
is
is
that?
good 90s though. This isn't like bad 90s.
Hmm. Which reminds me of like the early years of senior school. Doesn't Wes Craven walk past in this scene as well?
Really?
Yeah, it's like a
Oh,
doctor.
damn, I missed it.
Yeah, but like the early years of senior school, I would was the 90s, and we always used to say it's the 90s, it's the 90s, and then after the it's the millennium, everyone just stopped
Oh
referring.
no. Yeah, that phrase "it's the '90s" is in a lot of movies too,
Mm,
especially
in the
I think it's in
90s.
Die Hard 2 when they're on the plane. She's like, "Hey, it's the '90s." I think he's talking about how she's calling him on a cell phone.
Oh, on the plane or something.
Yeah.
With Lethal Weapon 3 on the advert on the magazine. Is it Lethal Weapon 3 or Lethal Weapon 2? One of the two.
I think it's three. Is three was after two is '89.
No, it must be Lethal Weapon 2 then.
Like how she pieces this together right here.
Hmm. Especially for the killer to be able to find a couple.
God, this movie is just. I hate to be a downer, but it's just the Scream 3 rewrites canon in like a lot of weird ways.
Hmm.
When she's pointing out Maureen Prescott, like fucking Scream Three's whole plot of Sydney's mom being in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Just don't.
And now he's her half brother is in it all along.
I hate that.
There's that theory in that it was in that video I sent you as well, where they're talking about how it could kind of make sense that he was involved all along, because there's a scene where where um, Sydney and Tatum are having a conversation outside her house, and then you see Ghostface in the costume, in the
Yeah.
bushes, didn't you? That's right at the same time that Randy, Billy, and Stu are in the video shop. So it's like, oh, maybe
Oh,
there was a
so it's a
purpose.
little piece of the movie where they're trying to force him in.
Yeah, and same to as the when you're in the supermarket. Like that,
That's
it makes
true.
sense
That's
if you put
true.
him, because even we were saying, weren't we, in the last one, like why would they be in there? You know,
Yeah.
but I don't want
Damn it, I
to.
hope that doesn't make enough sense to be canon.
Yeah,
I really don't like the idea of his name is Rowan, right?
yeah,
Or Roman,
Roman. Yeah,
that guy. Just not a fan of that whole character. Gives me Topher Grace vibes from Spider-Man 3,
oh Venom.
from Predators.
Hmm. Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's just not good, man. Don't. That's not the killer. Funny if Dewey punched her right here.
Yeah. Bam! Bitch went down. There she is.
Yeah, they hid her really well as the killer.
Hmm.
When I first watched this, there's this that snap that she does to her like later on. Like, damn, you didn't have to scream at that poor woman, that reporter that was a fan of your work. And then
Hmm.
like for her to come out holding the gun, I was like, oh, okay. Didn't see that coming.
Because I remember like first watching, like one of my first impressions was like, oh, maybe she's gonna like solve a clue and help it out, you know. But then she kind of disappears.
Right, yeah. Well, I totally didn't expect her connected to the killings at all.
Hmm.
I think when you're watching these movies, you're trying to work out like who's the bad guy, right? And I
Hmm.
was like, I think it's Derek. I think Derek was originally Derek was supposed to be the killer, right?
Yeah, Derek and Hallie.
And that Hallie, I didn't see that at all. But
Hmm.
like, yeah, I think it's Derek, and it might be Mickey. But then when it gets revealed that it's what it is, you like Derek's death in this movie too, by the way. Even though it's just a gunshot, the way that he's like strapped to that cross and everything,
Yeah.
it's pretty cool.
He still bangs on about Scream 2.
As what?
I read an interview of him from about a year ago, Jerry O'Connell, and he just started banging on about Scream 2 in it, and he's like, I love Scream 2. He goes, anyone who wants to talk about it, I've always got the time of day to talk
Scream
about
2
it
is
with them.
great. Needs to be more people talking about it. I was shocked how good this movie was
Hmm.
because I didn't see it for so long, and I didn't really hear anybody. I don't hear people saying this movie is great. It's weird. Like, because I look it up and like it's highly rated critically, like
Hmm.
made good money. Everybody agrees it's better than Scream 3. Like
I think it's actually got a better rating on Rotten Tomatoes
it
than,
does
yeah.
by a few points. I think it's got like an 82 or something.
Hmm.
I don't think it's better than the original Scream, but I think it's close. This is a great sequel.
Yeah. It's,
I wonder what Nev Campbell thinks about this.
I should probably still counting them royalty checks.
Maybe, yeah, but it's always weird. You wonder what people that are in these movies, like what their opinions are of each individual one. Like I'm pretty sure that most people connected with these films aren't a fan of Scream 3
Hmm.
as much as they are of the others.
I think
So
she probably has a higher opinion of this than Scream 3, at least. Because
she's
Scream,
barely in Scream 3.
yeah, because she was contracted to another film and that, and she was only on set like 2 weeks. I think
What?
Yeah, like
Really?
the whole process for Scream 3 was probably rushed, and she probably didn't even want to do it, but maybe she had a contract or something signed on for like 2 sequels for Scream.
Damn,
I
I
don't
did
know.
not know it was that quick.
Yeah.
Cool thing about Scream 3, like the way that they wrote that character in to have a job. Oh, I love this. Here, by the way.
Actually get
I
Tori
like the
Spelling.
idea of her being a call center person for like people that are distressed, but they just didn't use that enough in the film.
Hmm.
This is great. I love all this shit right here.
Yeah.
And Luke's reaction to Sydney
Stupid.
walking off where he like hits his head.
Funny thing is, Scream 3 could easily be in the universe of the Stab movies
Stab.
because of
Yeah,
that.
yeah, I agree with you. That's isn't that sad?
Hmm. Who did Randy say played him?
Oh, I don't remember.
Because he
Got the
says
sound turned down really low too.
because he said David Schwimmer is playing you to Dewey.
They also Bill talks later on about Jennifer
Jennifer
Aniston's
Aniston, yeah.
naked body or something with her face on it. Love that
Stupid.
reaction. Ugh.
I'll wait for the. You can actually go to this canteen in this college because it's
I'm proud of it being a part of the Scream 2
yeah,
production, or
yeah, it's like open to the public, like this canteen, and I think you can still get like that ice cream there and that. Fucking Randy's
look, he's
clothes.
flying by.
Yeah, his clothes are like something from the 70s all through this film.
Shit green color.
We had that maroon polo top on with the giant collars earlier.
Yeah.
Fucking disco.
Maybe he's one of those people from the 90s that was like obsessed with the fact they were born in the 70s.
Hmm.
Mom was like that. Jesus Christ. In like the early 70s.
He's got the fucking sideburns as well.
Yeah. He comes off as such a dumbass.
It's a great line here. It's like, maybe you are a suspect. It's like, if I'm a suspect, you're a suspect. It's like, yeah, let's move on.
Yeah. So weird comparing 2 and 3. Like
Mm.
after I've marathoned them, like 2 is such a high quality product. They kill Randy, but then they try to bring him back in 3 with
Mm.
like the little videotape from his sister we've never heard of.
Yeah.
It just doesn't.
Everyone's got fucking siblings in that film they've never heard of.
I know, right?
I think Scream 3 suffers from bad haircuts as well.
Bad haircuts.
Dewey's moustache is very porn starry.
Yeah.
I don't know, Courtney Cox's fringe in that film was just, I don't know.
I think here's my big problem with part 3 that none of the other films suffer from. It's just the logic of how the kills and how the actual setup to stuff happens, because you got a scene in Scream 3, right, where apparently the killer has made it a point of forcing actors to go inside that house and somehow
Oh, yeah.
lighting a lighter to ignite the gas and like
Fax machine
oh,
and fucking.
just so convoluted. And then like whole subplot of the voice changer, like
He's got our voices.
yeah, like how? Okay. I don't know. I can't buy it. Like 1 and 2, and I'll even say 4 has really good logic. The way like stuff gets carried out in the movie, like I believe it. I'm like, oh
Mm.
yeah, you know what? That see how they end all this out. 3. It's just like get write it that way.
I think when they who the is it Aaron Kruger is writing 3 with that whole voice changing thing on the device. He was probably like, "Fuck it, they did it in Mission Impossible. We can do it."
I bet he doesn't like getting heat for making the bad one.
Mm.
Like, but that's his legacy. He's like, yeah, I did the bad Scream.
Him and Joe Johnson have a meeting every month
Jurassic Park.
for coffee.
Yeah, we're part of the third film ruin the franchise group.
Yeah, the Third Wheel Club.
Yeah. Well, Joe, at least my sequel only put the franchise in hell for 11 years.
Hmm.
It's like, got you beat. What do you think? I've heard that some people don't like the whole live theater part where Ghostface is a part of like the
I think it's
um
weird. Well, at first, when I remember watching it, I was like, "What's going on here?" And then when you see him dancing about, I was like, "Oh, that's quite clever." But he's it's almost like he wants an audience, isn't he? It's like a showman. He's not scared of taking them risks, like with the whole thing in the theatre, like the cinema at the beginning. That was in
yeah.
front of a bunch of people, and in a play where her character's getting stabbed, her getting stabbed makes sense for a
Well,
place to
I
go.
liked it. I
Mm,
get how it comes off as a bit show offy,
mm.
and from what I understand, that was Wes Craven wrote that scene into the movie. I think it works.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's not like a gymnastics scene or anything.
No, no, it's not. Another big positive about these Scream movies, this is across the board. I think the performances are always really top notch in them.
Mm.
Not even just from Dev, but I mean from David Arquette, from Lee Cox.
Bar Scream 3, I think Courtney Cox is pretty terrible.
Oh, you do?
She's just Monica in Scream 3.
That's true. That is true.
Hmm.
I always thought that looked super dangerous. I know it's just a foreshadow of the ending, but that's
Hmm.
like, oh. Yeah, I got to admit, I watched Scream 2 and I was like, you know what? One of my favorite parts was actually the part where all this shit happens. And then other people on the internet were saying, this is fucking stupid. It's like, what goes into this?
Yeah, it's never really taken me out of it.
I thought it was clever.
Hmm.
And it's not like, it's not as clever as some of the other stuff that happens, but I thought that was, like you said, it does go really well with the beginning of the movie where they're doing the whole movie theater
Yeah.
um, you know, scene where he kills people dressed up.
It's the whole Ghostface hidden in plain sight, you know?
Kind of play with that idea too in Scream 4
Hmm.
with the barn.
The viewing thing, yeah.
Yeah. I was convinced that Gail was going to get killed during that scene.
Hmm.
I was quite surprised they didn't do it.
They turn the tables. I'm Dewey not getting it for once.
Scream 4 had that great kill with the girl on the bed, her intestines, like,
Oh yeah, it's just fucking
it's
flinging them
fucking
about.
brutal.
So as well in this bit as well, you don't know. Like originally, like is she imagining it at first, and then because you
I
see
was
like
thinking
that
the same
face as well,
thing.
that's quite similar
Yeah.
to the painting, the Scream painting.
See, this is how you do something like a raptor dream.
Hmm. Sydney.
Instead of making it cringe and shit, you do it like Scream 2.
Yeah.
Like, damn, bitch, you crazy.
The killer's not in this room, so I'm gonna go out to a quiet place where no one else is, and I know the killer's in the vicinity.
This is where she tells her boyfriend to kind of like back off, right? See, this must have been another reason why I thought Derek was the killer because he comes up so soon afterwards and he's
Mm.
like kind of like that scene in Scream 1 with Billy, like you don't think it was me, do you?
He drops the phone and the knife.
Yeah. I actually feel bad for that character, the way he gets treated in this movie. He's one of the nicest fucking boyfriends she's ever had. Does he get for it?
Gets shot because
And
she don't believe
shot in
him.
the chest.
What they call her in Scream 4.
About Scream 4?
How's that? What did the kids call Sydney? Like the bringer of
Don't
death
remember.
or something.
Would you be down for watching Scream 4? Like after 3?
What
I'm saying
doing?
tonight. I mean like eventually, like down the road.
Yeah, we've got to do them all.
Okay, sweet.
I watched it the other night because I hadn't
Oh, you
seen it in
did?
years again. I was like, oh, yeah,
Still like it, or was it
yeah,
not
yeah,
as good as you remembered?
yeah. It's great.
I like it a lot.
Hmm.
Say Scream 1,
Still haven't.
very closely followed by Scream 2, and then 4 is not as good as 2, but 4 is still really good.
Hmm.
That's how I view them.
I still haven't watched Scream 3 in a fucking long time.
Scream 3 is going to be an interesting one because of all the V. Weinstein stuff that's
Yeah.
come out over the last couple of years, and like a part of the plot of that movie, and he produced it.
Hmm.
It's so bizarre.
See, people could make an uproar about it, but I just don't think anyone cares about Scream 3.
No, they don't. Bonehead. I can honestly say I did not expect this to happen.
Hmm. No, neither did I. I think, Scream was what got me into film,
Oh, really?
the original one, because, like, obviously I was a fan of Jurassic Park and I'd seen things like Halloween, but Scream got me into film as well as horror films because you know how much like the whole film process and the talking about films and all of that is tied into Scream. But I think it's more Scream 2 because I see Scream 1 when it came out on VHS, which was very shortly before Scream 2 came out in the cinema. And I remember I bought my first film magazine, which I still have, which was Empire magazine with the 4 female characters on the front cover. And I remember just reading it from cover to cover, being like, "Whoa, there's a whole new world out there."
So that's interesting that you say that. That's can totally see how that happens, especially
Hmm.
with this movie would be coming out on video like right around the time Scream 2
Yeah,
hype.
because at that time it was cinema. Then 5 months after cinema, you'd have the rental, and then 5 months after that would be to buy, like purchase.
Really?
So that's like a 10-month cycle. It was like
They
that
had
up and
Lost World and Christmas the same year?
yeah, no, it didn't come out to '98 in this country, like early
Oh, in the
'98.
UK.
Yeah,
Really?
that was it. That was the 10-month cycle for all films. It wasn't until DVD come out that then they started to release films on DVD to buy and rent at the same time. Because I think the whole like burning copies and things like that
Oh,
made it a lot
piracy.
easier. Yeah. And now they're just like release it in cinema today. You can buy it tomorrow.
Pretty
I
much.
love how he fucking just dives on that guy.
It's kind of crazy right there, by the way. He getting so much fucking trouble. He's
Yeah.
not even on official police business. He's just an asshole.
It's a fucking douchebag with a moustache, jump me.
Some fucking cripple with a mustache just runs around the corner and assaults me.
He was with
I
that
don't know
girl.
what's going on.
He was with that girl
Talking to
from
my mom on
Friends.
the phone. Yeah, Monica from Friends was there too.
Hmm. Goodbye, Randy.
Love the spin right here. How into it they are. Blood.
That's bad. It's not even. What is it? Is it halfway through the movie now?
We're flying through this thing. I'm actually kind of shocked.
Randy pretty much gets off at the exact halfway point. Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah, so that too.
Do his face.
He's like, well, fuck. I guess he's not a suspect anymore.
Mm. You think after that though they would shut down the college?
Good point.
Hmm.
Why don't they tell everybody to go home? Like, hey,
Full on investigative lockdown. Fucking instant message.
instant message. Around here, Cotton Weary shows up, right?
Hmm. Fucking Ray Donovan swoops in.
I always feel it's like a part. I never. I don't know if this is because I'd seen bits and pieces of Scream 3 before, but I never suspected Cotton Weary to be the killer. Like, even though this movie tried to frame it in a way that was like, oh, look at him now. He's like pulled her off to the side. It's like, well, he did like serve time for a crime he never committed. Like, I get his motive. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's. I don't think it's meant to make him make the audience think that he's the killer. I think it's just made to make Sydney think that he could be the killer.
Okay. That, yeah. Because he comes off, it is a little creepy because, especially with people dying all over the place, but part of you's like, he was in fucking jail for like a year. Like, I never suspected him. You know?
Nah.
Get why she would, especially right there.
Not even
Fucking weird.
Hmm.
Weary. I don't know what it is about him. He's just a character I like, even though at the end, technically, his only reason for saving her is like if she'll do the interview. Kind of an undercover dick, but like, I don't know. Good character.
Yeah.
Does not serve justice in the third one. Oh.
He's not even. He's like Alan Grant in Scream 3. He's not even Cotton Weary. He's just a.
He's like just
It's like a shadow of his former self.
Yeah. They set all this shit up so well.
Hmm.
This is, oh man.
I love it. It's like I'm not Billy Loomis, and it cuts to almost a mirrored fucking scene from the first film.
They're questioning him and
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, it's in Scream 3, the whole end scene. She's wearing the same outfit, including the necklace.
Oh, really?
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't. Scream 3 is just so weird for me to go back and think of. It's
That fucking mansion as well.
it's like,
It's chasing the killer's chasing the black guy, and it's just got the worst ADR. It's like, oh shit, oh no.
yeah,
It's like fuck it now.
oh, like I've tied Gail and Dewey to a chair and
Hmm.
throw the gun in the pool and just so,
Scooby Doo.
yeah. And at the end where he unmasks himself,
Hmm.
he's got the bulletproof vest and shit. It's like,
It's like, da-da.
it was me.
Yeah, I wouldn't have got away with it.
Yeah. I was quite surprised that Scream 4 was able to recapture that same sort of self awareness, but also originality.
I think it's a mix of just a bit of time. Yeah, because that by the time Scream 3 come out, the whole teen slasher
That was died
genre
off.
was pretty much died a death, and it was no longer the 90s. There was a definite turn around about 99 2000 in the way that films were going. you know like you watch everything from kind of 96 to 99, it feels like the same. Like the tone of films have like a similar tone and things like that, whereas you watch everything from sort of like 2000 2001 to about 2004, it has like that same time capsule tone to it. Like fucking Scream 3 just feels like it's in the same universe as Fast and Furious or something.
Yeah, I know Freddy versus Jason kind of felt the
Yeah.
same way too. I never thought about that, but you are right. They all kind of blended together as
Hmm.
a movie. That cop is eyeballing Dewey.
Hmm. I'm onto you, Dewey. Yeah, I think if any of the films perfectly captured the time it was released, it's got to be Scream 3.
Scream 3 is very 2000.
Mm.
The dude in the background by that cab's got a neck brace on. Did you notice that?
So how did you hurt your neck? Oh, I dragged someone into the back of a news reporting van. I mean,
Yeah, all that group of people is covering him up, but he's a fucking neck brace on. With 90s movies and dudes with vests like that, like a lighter version of
it was before
Van
the
Owen's vest.
it was before the smartphone, wasn't it? So people didn't have their
He is a
calendars.
neck brace guy.
Yeah. Before the smartphone, people would have to carry around their calendars, their phone books, their fucking photo albums all in their
Fucking
pockets.
Sony PlayStation,
Yeah.
everything's
Game
with them.
Boys,
Yeah.
a torch, calculator. The vest was the original smartphone.
The evolution of the fanny pack.
Dewey's in love.
Or Dewey. If he only knew how fucked up he was about to get.
Yeah. I thought he was going to propose originally when I see that for the first
Oh,
time.
really?
I was like, fucking hell. Jumping the gun a bit.
Yeah. Well, that sounds like something stupid he'd do.
Hmm. This where it cuts to like the ultra intense Broken Arrow music.
It's like Dewey's theme.
Yeah.
It's like action man. Not.
Yeah, this part of the score is like proper 90s. Just seems very out of place as well.
Like, I mean, get it really does. It shouldn't be in this movie, but I do like it for that reason.
Mm.
It's like, yeah, fuck it, Broken Arrow.
Imagine John Travolta watching this like, they stole my song.
John Travolta was on fire there for a bit right after Pulp Fiction.
Mm. This is career revival.
Kind of faded out though, I guess, with what the Punisher movie where he was bad guy.
I think it's before that with Battlefield Earth.
Okay, yeah, no, that's a different level of failure though. That's like one of those so bad that I don't know how you fucked up, but it's okay.
Hmm. I've never watched it all the way through. Don't think I
I
could
haven't
handle
either.
it. I was like, fuck this film.
Again, I don't know what the fuck it is with movies. Must have been a late 90s, early 2000s thing, but it had the fucking tilted camera angles, man. Like
Mm.
they're all done up in their makeup. They're like, yes, enslave. It's like, what is with the camera?
The best thing is like you hear behind the scenes stories of that, and like John Travolta thought it was like the most serious film in the world. Like he thought he was making like Ben Hur or something.
I know he was very proud of work they were doing on
Mm.
it. Like, I think he's some quote out there where he said it would eclipse Star Wars as the greatest science fiction work of all time or something. Okay. All right. Actually do really like how their relationship evolves over the course of these movies.
Yeah.
The only thing I don't like about it though is the time you get to Scream 3 and she starts to get jealous of the actress that's playing her.
Yeah. I think what worked well for these first two at least is that they sort of having a similar relationship off camera as well, and that sort of transitioned onto the screen.
Yeah, it feels authentic.
Hmm.
Great, great jokes, by the way, with the shit.
Hmm.
Believe how quickly this movie's going by.
Scream 4 ripped off Scream 2 with filming the
Scream
killings.
4 ripped off Scream 2.
Oh.
Great opening, by the way. That might be. They all have good openings except for 3. 3 has like a what the fuck kind of opening.
Yeah.
3 is the parasailing opening.
Or like fucking Ghostface is like holding on to the ceiling with one hand and lowers himself down. He's got like superhuman Michael Myers strength.
That's great.
I love the stab poster behind as well. The guy, the Aaron Kruger, was probably watching this when doing research and liked that bit Dewey falling down the stairs. So I was like, yeah, more of
Oh,
that for
that's
Scream
great. We need
3.
more of that. I do. I do love that moment though, where like you think the knife is gonna stab him in the head and it hits him with like the.
Clunk.
It is funny. Like it's stupid as fuck, but it's hilarious.
Have you seen the outtakes to that as well?
Oh, I
It's
can't imagine what they're like.
it's actually quite funny watching them. They're on YouTube.
Did they even do that? Because they film it in what, slow motion or something? They
Yeah,
just chucking shit at his head.
they just mounted like a spinny rubber knife on the front of a camera.
I need to check that out. That's
Mm.
it's like my favorite part of that whole movie.
I really like this scene, like
Yeah.
this whole sneaking around.
Something about this feels like you're playing. I don't know if you've ever played the older Resident Evil games for like the PlayStation.
Oh, the corridors and that.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know why that I remember watching this movie a couple weeks ago and I'm like, damn, this feels like authentic horror. Like you're right
Mm.
there, like with her.
Because it's not like, oh, he's gonna jump out. It's like you can see him the whole time, pretty much.
Mm. As she gives away her position.
Mm.
Oh, it was Deputy Dumbass.
Got all that tech. I thought this is a weird moment as well, where he steps on the pizza. It's just such an odd moment.
That is odd to put in there.
Because oh yeah.
I was like, okay, hold on. Like, he's got to be more than a little hurt.
Mm.
That, I was like, what?
He seems more with it at the end than in Scream 1.
Ooh, that was cool.
Mm.
The whole slash thing going on, like from the first movie. The whole soundproofing room was actually a great idea too.
Mm.
It's kind of like that hot tub scene you were talking about from Halloween 2. It's an original concept.
Yeah.
And whenever they incorporate stuff like that into horror, it always turns out, at least even if the movie's not great, like original. Works really well for this one's case because it's actually a damn good sequel.
It's got to be that Halloween 2 one. It's quite disturbing as well, because I think that's got to be the worst
The
way to
face
go.
peeling back and everything.
Like by burning or boiling, it's got to be the worst.
Worst way to die.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that. So weird for me to believe that originally Hallie was going to be the killer. Like, get Derek. I
Mm.
just don't.
I think we've. I was going to say I could see it with a different actress, but
She doesn't seem like a killer to me. Like she hasn't done anything to. Had to have changed a lot. Like that script has to be totally different from what's in this completed movie. Like, does Sydney ever suspect her like in the earlier draft or?
I'm not. I'm only about halfway through it on the reread. I
Okay.
literally can't remember shit other than the ending from the original read, like 20 years ago.
Background. Actually, a pretty clever way to get rid of that character for a little while.
Hmm. It's a bit weird that all these are partying and having a good time, considering their classmate Randy was murdered
Got
that
fucking
day,
murdered.
that same day, and they all fucking knew him.
Fuck Randy. I like the guy that walks off in the Lost World.
Hmm.
Peter. Hey, Carter, I got turned around in here. Those other hunters are sitting there like, fuck Dieter. Not gonna let him know where we are. I fucking love this kill coming up though. Even the other cop that gets like killed. Not a bad way to. It's not a bad kill. The
Through the
practical
window.
effect of that actual rod going through that dude's head,
Hmm.
and the twitching and everything, and you look down at the gun, like pretty damn good special effects. Yeah, he's dead. Damn, look at that face. Like, ah. Love the other cop's reaction too when he pulls out
Hmm.
his gun.
Yeah. This has got to be Mickey as well.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's got to be Mickey. There's no way that's the woman.
It's actually fucking punching the window through.
So I don't think she would be that crazy to like drive the car into the fucking. uh Could have potentially killed Ghostface right here.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know. At this point, he's still like pull over. Just pop him. Fucking hell. He's
yeah, that's
murdered
true.
like 5 people by now, including your partner.
Action sequence.
Hmm. Oh,
Oh
his head just goes pop.
shit, dude.
You have to watch that in slow motion one day.
Yeah, that's a great effect though. Like that's
Hmm.
see that happen in a lot of movies. There's a newer Arnold Schwarzenegger movie where they tried that with. It just comes off as like, in movies sometimes it's just like a bloody pulp.
Hmm.
Much work. See the actual thing go through his head and then to see his body like twitching on it, it's like that is a pretty clever. Ew, that's
Hmm.
gross too. I'm pretty sure he's fucking dead.
It's on the same level as the Drew Barrymore dummy from the first one, but they sped it up so you couldn't really appreciate the detail.
Yeah, yeah. I was actually quite surprised learned that Scream got an NC-17 rating at first.
Hmm.
There's that one shot I do think it's not the one of the intestines falling out
It's the drip
of
and
the
blood.
boyfriend, but it's actually the part where Sydney looks down at Stu's arm and you can see the puddle of blood that's forming on the ground.
Yeah, I think the disturbing bit about that is the noise of the blood dripping. Like,
Yeah, where it's just like kind of dripping.
yeah.
Plus, it makes them look even crazier than they already are because they don't really seem to acknowledge how serious their wounds are.
Hmm. I love it how she like takes a second to get grossed out by the wound. And Hallie as well, didn't she? She's like, oh, look at his eye.
This was a really well thought out scene.
Hmm.
Like they've got to crawl past the killer, get out. This is one of those like strokes of genius, like when it comes to making a tense scene.
Hmm.
The car work.
Hop out the car, get the gun, then take the basket.
That's not good news.
Because you know at this point, aren't you? You're like, oh, she's definitely going to get it.
Yeah. First time I saw the movie, I was like, oh, they're gonna kill her. They're gonna kill her. Tell you though, this might be one of my least favorite kills in the film though.
What, Hallie?
Because they do reveal how she dies. It's a little anticlimactic. Like I kind of saw it coming.
Hmm.
I would have preferred if it was right here. Actually, it's crazy though. Can you imagine trying to get the fuck out of that car with a dead body like right there? Crazy son of a bitch that's trying to kill you. Like you have to crawl around them.
Hmm.
I just the idea of him sneaking up behind her right now, I just wasn't. I didn't think it was as effective as like
You should have had like a
everything.
Scream 4 moment where she turns around now and he's like running at her. You know, like the cops or the agent in Scream 4. You know, when they turn around and it's the agent turns around, doesn't she, in the hospital car park? And when she goes to that door and it's locked, and as she turns around, the ghost face is right behind her, running
Oh
at her.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Something like that.
By the way, you knife in the head for that one cop in Scream
Yes.
4 is looking great.
Fucking
Bruce Willis.
Anthony Anderson from Hang Time.
Yeah, yeah. I liked it a little more this go around than I did the first time I saw it.
Hmm. God.
Fuck. I could explain. Buddy, that looks pretty bad.
Hmm. Why was he sneaking around at night?
That old woman pulls off crazy really well.
Hmm. Did you ever watch? What was she? Was it Home Improvement? She was in. Oh no, it was
If that's
Roseanne,
her,
wasn't it? It was Roseanne. She was the sister
she
of the
Roseanne, yeah.
main. Yeah.
Jesus, I'm getting so many notifications. Jurassic World, people think the movie's shut down again, and even though it's not.
Classic Sam.
They really that bad?
Oh, it's the worst. It's like banned, like not banned, but there's like massive chunks of the country that boycott it, and like shops refuse to stock it because
Yeah.
there was like a big um like tragedy at a football game like 20 or like 30 years ago where like I think it was like a big fire or part of the stadium collapsed and like a couple of hundred people died, and the Sun
Yeah.
basically lied and did a load of cover-ups like just to push sales, and it all got like exposed. So like in Liverpool and all that area, like no shop will stock the Sun. Yeah.
Damn, that's
and
so crazy.
and even to today, like you see posters and things online, it's like hashtags eclipse the Sun because they're like, no, it's disgusting.
How are they still in business then?
I don't know.
It's about as I think you could fuck up on news more than lying about people dying.
Yeah.
I feel bad for him.
Hmm. So I was always like, oh, how could she like believe that he was somehow involved when he's been tied up? But then it's the whole Billy Loomis situation.
A double killer.
Hmm. Also, like, looks like the victim, but he's not.
Still feel terrible
Hmm.
for him. He's like, I didn't do a fucking thing wrong.
See, this is where the thing, it sounds like a voice changer, and then it changes to his real voice.
Loud. Good reveal. I remember watching this and going like, "Oh, I didn't expect it to be him, but I don't
Hmm.
really like his motive that much." And then like when the mom came out, I was like, "Oh, that's good." Also like how she shoots him
Yeah.
like like later on.
He has a little, the way that he, when he gets shot and then he shoots at Gal, like, and his like eye looks to the left. It reminds me a lot of Anaconda. When it spits out John Voight and he like winks.
He winks.
Yeah, it just always reminded me of that for some reason.
Oh my
Just like the
god.
subtle eye movement.
Kick Anaconda. I can't believe that I used to love watching that as a kid.
That is
Such a
awful.
piece of shit. Damn, that's cold.
Mm.
That is a fucking brutal kill. Like there, I mean,
Just a
just
sec.
got shot, but just the way it happens, it's just
Mm.
like she.
Just fucking tied up as well. You can't do shit about it.
Yeah. Cool thing about the Scream series is that Sydney's always been kind of like different from your Amy Lee Curtis,
Mm.
Laurie Strode, or any of the survivors from Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
I like the fact that she's not like a screamy, like run around type of person. I don't know if I'd be telling someone "fuck you" after they just shot somebody close to me and they're holding a gun, like waving it around. Like, damn, she's got some balls.
She's been there before, though, hasn't she?
Yeah, totally. But I'm
Mm.
just saying, even in the first movie where she kills Billy, it's like it's pretty good.
Mm. Deadly weapon.
Ooh.
Fucking Derek swinging around there.
His dead corpse.
I think when he got shot and she's like, I'm sorry, I think you should have gone, oh, Sid, you didn't stand by me. And then he looks at the camera and winks and then dies. Little fucking nod.
Oh my god. Looks like a psychopath right here.
Hmm.
I can't tell you how much I loved this right here. She says Mrs. Loomis. I was like, oh. She's got a crazy look in her eyes too. Please, mother.
He's
He's-
he's just got that fucking John Voight about him.
yeah, over the top.
Like he's fucking massively constipated. He's just like, ugh. I think it'd make sense for her to.
Unlucky. Are you saying you think it makes sense for what?
That they would take care of Gal and Sydney first before she offs him.
Imagine the imagine the thoughts going through Cotton's head when he walks in on this shit.
Mm.
What the fuck is going on here?
They fucking all kill each other, and Cotton stand there with blood on his hands when the police get there.
Going back.
I found them all.
And she's got that crazy look.
Hmm. Wide eyes. That's a good moment. Hmm. Yeah, so she did kill Randy, didn't she?
Yeah. I figured it had to be her. She was the one fucking up Dewey.
Hmm.
Mickey is the guy, I guess, wrecked the car.
Yeah.
Makes enough sense because Dewey can't use his arm, and plus she caught him by surprise. And
Hmm. That's probably why she didn't really actively pursue Gal into that room. She was like, maybe it'll come to like fisticuffs. She didn't know if she could handle it. Wonder if she planned on killing
Gail?
Randy. No, Randy in the first place.
Uh,
Because it was Gal she was ringing.
oh, good point. Maybe,
She,
maybe when Randy like started making fun of Billy,
that's what it said, didn't
she's
he?
probably
Randy.
gonna kill him too.
Yeah, she was like, Randy spoke ill of Billy. And that's when I got a bit knife happy.
I really like this whole theater idea though, like this whole area being a final battle.
Hmm.
It's,
The fucking thunder and lightning.
I don't know what the fuck that's supposed to do other than I guess disorient her.
Hmm.
tilted camera angle.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Climbing up them polystyrene bricks.
Oh no.
It's like getting hit with a fucking sponge.
Yeah. Buried alive by
Mm.
fucking ant sponges. What actually kills you is when you choke to death on all this like
Yeah.
dust. Ooh. She's crazy.
Mm. I forgot how long this end bit was.
It's good.
Like just between the two of them.
That's a very like action pose that he was
Mm.
just in.
Like Spider-Man. Fucking.
I was thinking this Spider-Man with a fucking gun.
Mm. Look at that after that, all this interest in his interviews too.
Yeah, I like that too. I
Mm.
know that that makes him like not a great person or
Mm.
whatever, but I like the way Cotton Weary is put together in this movie. I don't think there's any of the characters that I don't like. I think Hallie might be a little underwritten, but even then, I don't dislike her character.
This doesn't really do anything, that's why, is it?
Yeah. And that's why I was so surprised to find out that she was originally one of the killers.
Mm.
Sydney's like reluctantly like, fuck, finally, you can get your interview. Just save me.
Yeah. Who did he kill?
Does she blink and shoot her again?
No, I think she. It looks like she blinks when she shoots her.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like,
Mm.
so Cotton Weary finds Dewey. I guess he thinks Dewey's dead.
No, he doesn't mention that he's dead, does he? He just said, I found Dewey, I tried to help him.
Yeah.
He shot her in the throat.
Yeah. Mass.
She fucking flies off. That wouldn't the shot she got to the throat. That wouldn't have been an instant death, but it should have been like fucking gurgling blood for like 10 minutes.
It's still coming out, but it's a little.
Yeah, she blinks.
I thought she blinked. Cotton's like, what the fuck?
So what did I walk into?
She go with Dewey in the ambulance?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He lines up the interview and she's like, I'm going with Dewey. Even though Dewey's back looks like fucking mincemeat. I know.
Oh, he fucked me up so bad I can use my arm again.
It is in way better condition than the first screen, where he just got one knife in the back.
He got fucked up pretty bad in this one.
With all them nut wounds in the back, would they lay him on his back?
Good question. I don't think they would. I never realized he was missing a boot, by the way.
He got stuck on the pizza.
Got like a little band-aid on her forehead. I bet that made Cotton feel real good.
100% cut.
Weird to see him because I always think of Wolverine's brother. That X-Men movie.
I always think of Ray Donovan, or have you ever seen Goon?
Goon?
The ice hockey film with Stifler from American Pie.
Oh.
And he's like the opposing fighter hockey player on the other team.
Need to check that out then. You were saying the
tower
is
here.
in the tower right here?
Yeah, I think that's the rumor of him being digitally removed from.
Literally right there, right?
Yeah, because there's an unnecessary focus on that tower, and there's like photos of Ghostface standing in that tower.
I gotta find those photos now.
They're not hard. Find a link.
Like, I could imagine if they were trying to set up Scream 3 proper way, they would have Stu up there. You know, maybe not Stu, but like another person that's
a fucking TV on his head, like the thing from Silent Hill. Pyramid Head. He's got a TV on his head. Let's find that picture. Yeah, look, Danny Elfman's got music in this film as well.
That's what I was saying. There's like multiple people worked on the music for it.
It's quite a banging soundtrack as well.
I was listening to it 3 weeks ago. It'd take like an hour drive, and I just listened to the whole thing.
Well, what, the score or the actual?
Oh no, the soundtrack.
I think I may have found that image. Can I put it in there? Discord chat.
Carrie movie. Oh, no way. This is a production still.
Hmm. Because that.
So he was up there. So I mean, even if they, let's say the rumor isn't fully true and they didn't digitally get him out of there,
Hmm.
maybe like when they were making the original version of the movie, like they filmed something with him up there.
Yeah, this is like rumors. Like I read this back like 98,
Yeah,
97,
but
98.
still, like,
And I think maybe if you dig into like the IMDb, the trivia page and that, I think there's possibly something in there about it. But the fact is, I'll copy this link because they even talk about it in this article about the filming locations.
he was a student at Scream 2's Windsor College for a day. 2019.
Hmm.
Be a pretty cool place to go.
Yeah. There's a lot of locations for
That's in
Scream and
Georgia.
Scream
That's
2.
pretty close to me.
Hmm. You should go up to that tower.
Yeah.
But all the other locations are in like California.
Yeah, it'd take a lot of money to go up there and all the stuff I'd want to do.
Hmm.
Spend the night at that fucking house.
Yeah. It's like a wedding venue now. Yeah, I was reading some stuff the other day about it, and that they were showing it like clips of it being because you can like they hire it out for filming there as well. And there's like in the last few years, there's been a lot of TV shows and films being filmed there. It's just quite weird seeing it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
This says was able to verify 100% that the photo is very real. You can see the tower where Sydney's dorm room is in the background.
Where is that film as well?
It's on the linkage you sent.
Hmm. No, I'm just trying to find that thing about on the trivia.
All in all, though, I will say it's a solid sequel. I have no idea why it took me that long to watch it while I was watching shit like Halloween 5 and
Hmm.
6. Old, like this film's way newer than all the other stuff I was caught up on. So you said you rewatched Scream 4, what, like a week ago?
Yeah.
Movie's great.
I'm just trying to find that. I need to find that thing about the ending. Yeah, I'll find
That's
it.
in all these movies, right?
Yeah, there's like an awful version, remix version in Scream 3.
It's like the electronic.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing I'd like about Scream 3 is the set with Sydney's house in it.
The Creed poster.
Yeah, but like,
Yeah, I do like that.
but that's like the equivalent of people who are like the embryonics lab in Jurassic Park
Jurassic
3.
Park 3. Yeah, exactly. It's a fine little chase that they do right there. Yeah, the thing about Scream 3, I feel like any movie that undergoes a massive script change like during production,
Mm.
I feel like you can feel it. I don't feel it here in Scream 2. I think I don't feel it because Kevin Williamson was still on the movie.
Yeah,
So he's still, what I mean, like he's technically not like throwing everything out. He's just retooling it. Whereas with a film like Scream 3 or Jurassic Park 3, you get new people in there and they don't really, "Oh, I have to rate the movie. How did I like it? 5 stars.
There you go. Here's the
Why am I
quote
rating a movie I bought?"
from the trivia.
There's the tomato meter right here, actually on the TV.
Hmm.
82%, age rating 16 and up. This was 2 hours. It did not feel like it.
Yeah, it's very like
Ooh.
it's got a very quick pace to it. It's like fast paced. Yeah, I put that quote from the trivia in there. It might even be on the commentary on the DVD because Wes Craven does the commentary on the DVD. And I'm pretty sure it might be on there that he says about it.
That the killer from Scream 3 is under the mask. Sure, if that was the intent, that was supposed to be like Stu or someone Stu sent up there,
Hmm.
originally. The idea of Kevin Williamson writing Stu in prison and like still finding a way to get at Sydney is really good idea.
Hmm. I think it might have been a bit. I think it probably would have seemed as just as different and like detached from the series as Scream 3 was.
It's far fetched for
Mm.
sure.
It would have been
Like
probably been a much better film, but it would have felt way off.
yeah, it's hard to 110% believe. I get that.
Hmm.
I think the idea of bringing back the killer from the first movie, I just feel like that works better.
Hmm.
I don't know the laws around, you know,
Well, even
people
in
get off.
Randy's Rules, isn't it? In the third one of the trilogy, it comes right back around to the original.
Yeah. Instead, Scream 3 just kind of
Shits on the original and the
shits
second
on
one.
the original. Yeah.
Hmm.
Been giving Scream 3 a lot of shit. It's not great. I don't think it's a good movie, but I definitely don't think it's like one of the worst movies ever made or anything like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I could handle it tonight. Should probably do it next week, but I don't know. Should I watch it before we watch it again? Because I easily haven't seen it in.
Ah, you know what? Going fresh.
Yeah,
Way.
I, I possibly haven't watched it in about 18 years.
Really, it's been that long?
Mm,
You'll love it, dude.
yeah.
You'll be like, this is the lost world of the
Mm.
Scream trilogy.
Yeah, I think because I got it on DVD when it come out. It probably come out about end of 2000. I think I watched
One.
it maybe once or twice, and that was the last time I watched it.
You've only seen Scream 3 probably around the same amount of time I have. I've just seen it much more recently than you.
Mm. Yeah, because I what?
Uh,
Yeah, I've probably only seen it about 4 times.
tell you there is a scene in the movie where actually conflicted. A part of me likes it, part of me thinks it's fucking stupid. It's the part where like in the prop room with all the Ghostface
Oh yeah,
costumes and stuff, she hits him with like a bendy knife or whatever. Like
yeah.
a I kind of like the shit like that. Scream 3 though is just I don't know, it didn't really even feel like much of a horror movie.
I remember
Way more comedic.
that scene you're talking about with the prop room and the ghost face. That was on the Scream Free website before it come out as like one of the production pics, and it actually looked really cool. But
Yeah.
it just didn't, like most of the stuff in that film. It just
Yeah,
flopped.
it doesn't translate as great as it could have been, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably why my favorite scene in the whole movie is just that stupid knife throw.
Donk.
It's just great. The- ah, I'll save it for when we do Scream 3 because that movie is just
This is fucking stupid.
that's so bad.
Let me see if I can find it. Outtakes.
Wait, I was meaning to ask you, how much did you pay for Dead for Daylight?
Uh, it was in the sale on Steam. It was £5.99, so
Uh,
£6. And I paid £1.99 for the Ghostface character, and
you,
I paid basically an extra couple of quid or a couple of pound each for the Ghostface, the Michael Myers, and the Saw character. So I think I spent about 10, about 11, £12 in total.
it's not that bad though. You played it more than once?
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm playing at least. I'm actually getting really fucking good at being Ghostface.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, yeah. What I was going to say, yeah, it's worth it though. It's a lot of fun. But also now there's like you can buy other costumes, and you because the ghost. I don't know if you've seen the video. Like the Ghostface costume was a little bit weird. Like there was
Yeah.
like a leather hood, and he had like a belt on. But you can actually buy the Scream movie costume, like the cape. So it's like the movie accurate cape. So I'm gonna buy that.
So there's
Yeah.
why did they change it though? Or unless it's just a bunch of alternative ones.
Yeah, but like the one you get, it's like the mask is the same, and it looks at first glance you're like, oh, that's Ghostface, but then when you look at it, it's like a leather sort of hood, and he's got like a belt on because it's in this like weird limbo hell kind of place. But then you can actually
Oh,
buy the
okay, so it's
screen accurate, like the
right.
Michael Myers one. You can buy Michael Myers in the like the alternative costume. You can buy him in the insane asylum gown from the beginning of the film.
Does he still have his mask?
Yeah.
That must look strange.
Yeah, I haven't bought it, but I was just like, oh, that's kind
Should
of
do
weird.
an alternate costume with him in the little stupid clown mask.
Yeah, but yeah, nice. But fucking Freddy Krueger is the 2010 Freddy Krueger.
Yeah,
That's a bit
that's kind
weird.
of a shit decision, isn't it?
Mm. Yeah, it's a lot. It is fun. It's a fun game. It's worth like a few quid as well if you can pick it up for cheap.
I'll probably buy it. That sounds like a good deal to me.
Yeah,
I don't know if I would buy extra to unlock. I definitely get Ghostface.
yeah. I haven't played as Michael Myers or Saw yet.
Oh
So
yeah.
he's Ghostface is the only killer I've been on it. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, it's a good game.
It looks good. It looks like a game I should play.
Yeah. Did you? You wouldn't have played it, would you? But there was when Scream 4 came out, there was a mobile game for Scream 4, and you can like find
Wow.
videos in that online. It was actually quite good.
Really?
Yeah. But when I was looking up stuff about like Dead by Daylight with Ghostface, it popped up on like the Watch Next on YouTube, and I was like, oh fuck, I remember that game.
What was the game? How do you even play it?
It was like a sort of like a top. It looked like The Sims, like the way it was set out. But you were Ghostface. You
Really?
have to just run around, fucking stabbing people. So, yeah,
Gotta check that out. That
I
sounds
found a
kind of. I
video of
didn't
it.
even. Maybe I have seen it, but I don't remember a Scream 4 mobile game.
Yeah, so it was going back almost 10 years ago. Yeah, I found the video. It's just fucking
Kind
ridiculous.
of weird how that movie's already approaching 10 years.
Mm.
Jesus. So, did you have a mind like a date set up for Scream 3? You
I mean, if you want to do like same time next week,
work for me.
yeah. If anything changes, just let me know.
Probably not. It'll probably stay the same.
Mm.
It's gonna be a little depressed knowing that we're watching the lesser of the franchise.
Yeah, I just think you get to watch Scream 4 after. So
That's true. That's very true. Everything Scream 4 is fucking great.
yeah.
Maybe Scream 3 could laugh. Who knows?
I watched. There was an interview as well about a week ago that came out. Nev Campbell's got like some new film out. She plays a crackhead, and
It's
the guy talked to her for about 2 minutes about that film, and then just started talking about Scream 5 with her.
what you say about Scream 5 though?
It was just like that whole, it's happening that no one wanted to do it. because of like the whole Wes Craven thing, but then they found like these guys who were writing it wrote a script that was very loyal and in
I
the
think I think I've seen at least a part of that interview.
and she was saying right before the lockdown she was in talks and that, but obviously they were on hold until they can sort of
Right.
get back to some kind of normal and resume. But she's back. She's going to be in it. It's not like she's got offers up the wall.
I hope she comes back and I hope she enjoys it. I would hate to see her like phone in a performance.
She seemed not Scream 3 and Scream 4, so
Yeah.
because I always got the impression in Scream 3 she like didn't want to be there.
Yeah, it's weird watching it because she's barely in the movie, and when she
Mm,
is in the movie, it's like a bunch of shots of just her like walking in the distance with like her fucking dog or something, and it's
yeah.
like uh, I don't know that movie in general. She's not even like give JP3 like crap for it not being Alan Grant's story. Like
mm,
Scream 3 is not really Sydney's story either. If it's anybody's, it's fucking Gale's,
Dewey and Gale's story.
Dewey and Gale's, because they kind of take the center stage. Just weird. It's like, why would see, they kind of had? I feel like also happened to a degree in Scream 4, but difference is Scream 4. Maybe she was just in the movie more, but it felt just felt way better than 3.
Mm. It was
They followed her niece or whatever. What is
yeah.
it? She's like her cousin killer
Yeah,
in
it's
that
her
movie.
cousin, wasn't it? The weirdest thing
Yeah.
about, I mean, I don't want to talk about too much about it because I want to save it for it, but it's weird
Right,
how
right.
disposable her aunt was in that film.
Yeah.
There's just that one line her aunt's like, she was my sister too. And then next minute she's dead. No one
I
seems to give
didn't.
a fuck.
I actually. Well, actually, we'll wait until we talk about that movie. I had a lot of theories about that woman
Mm,
until she unceremoniously went away.
yeah. It's such a random killing as well through the fucking letterbox.
I thought that was a little strange.
Yeah. Oh well. Alright, I think that's about it for Scream 2.
Classic, it's a great movie.
Yeah. I think Scream's a 10 out of 10. Scream 2's a 9.9 out of 10.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Scream 2 is 9 Dewey limps out of 10.
Yes. And Scream 3 is fucking three. He gets a knife to the faces.
3 knife butts out of 10.
Three knife. It's. I genuinely like Scream 4. I can't wait to do that one.
Yeah, no, that's good. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think I need to go to sleep now because I'm fucking dying.